What's up everybody, it's me E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews, and Avengers Infinity War is coming up right around the corner. One of the biggest questions going into the film is, where is the Soul Stone? Now, after going over a bunch of Soul Stone theories, I'd like to propose a rather unique one. Now, I have to warn you though, this might contain a spoiler for Avengers Infinity War if it turns out to be true. So, spoiler alert. Okay, that's your warning. So let me tell you where I think that the Soul Stone is and why you should think so too. Coming up next.
If you haven't already, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and while you're at it, click on that little bell too.
First and foremost, let me just say that this is only a theory. I haven't seen Avengers Infinity War yet, and all I'm doing is putting together evidence from the Marvel movies and information online. I could be completely wrong, and I'm totally okay with that. So go ahead, feel free to poke all the holes you like in this theory. I just think that these theories are really fun to come up with, and they're rewarding for those of us who've watched all of these Marvel movies. So by the end of this video, please let me know if you think that this theory could be possible. Let's say to about 60%? Yeah, 60%. I think that's good enough. Now, I won't go over the other theories about the Soul Stone location because, well, I already did that in my previous video. Speaking of which, if you have heard of the other theories, which one do you find to be more convincing? Let me know where you think the Soul Stone could be in the comments down below. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about my own theory about the Soul Stone revolving around Tony Stark. Kinda. Ever since the Russo brothers asked the internet, where is the Soul Stone? The hunt was on for the location of the Infinity Stone. The brothers also said that the stone was going to be rewarding for fans who have watched all 18 movies. Right before I got to work on rewatching all 18 movies, some interesting evidence started to leak online. One piece of evidence was the promo art for the film. As you can see, each stone depicted references to a prominent Marvel character associated with the stone. If we look at the Soul Stone, Tony Stark is the central figure. I was going to disregard this until I came across another piece of promotional merchandise. This time it was in the form of some cups, which again featured Tony Stark being associated with the Soul Stone. Actually, there is some suspicion out there that suggests that Tony is the actual Soul Stone himself. This made me redirect and focus my attention on the Iron Man films. More specifically, Iron Man 2 appears to offer the biggest clues. Now, this is the part where I think Marvel has been misleading a lot of people, and maybe we've been looking at the wrong Stark. A lot of other theories will bring up the scene of Howard Stark talking to Tony via film, where he says that Tony is his greatest creation. Right there, you'll see many Soul Stone theories stop and think, well, Tony is the Soul Stone. That's it. We got it. Well, I say not so fast. Let's take a closer look at Iron Man 2. We have to pay attention to what Tony says before he synthesizes this new element. He says that he discovers, no, correction, rediscovered a new element. In Howard Stark's video, Stark does mention that he's limited with the technology of his time. He does believe that Tony will have the technology later at his disposal to basically finish the work that Howard Stark has started. So obviously Howard discovered this element before Tony did. Howard just couldn't prove it because he didn't have the right tech at the time. Now, there are a couple of things I'd like for you to notice. I've mentioned before that hinting at the color of a respective Infinity Stone has been used in other Marvel movies. When Tony is doing his computer graphic simulation of the element, the color of the element is blue at first, but then becomes a bit orange in color when highlighted. Now, this may be a stretch, but Marvel has been notorious for hiding Easter eggs in the background of their movies. So you tell me, does that look a little familiar to you? The camera shots seemed a little out of place. Like, why do we need to be looking at Tony's back while his head is also blocking the element? But could that faint orange reflection maybe be a clue that Tony is close to the Soul Stone? Okay, fine, it's a stretch. You don't believe that, that's cool. The next thing to notice are Howard Stark's notes. But one thing that was noticed was that there was actually real science written down in his notebook. Most particularly, something called the Zeeman effect was formulated in his notebook. Now, I'm not going to explain what the Zeeman effect is because that's something you can research yourself and, well, I'm not a scientist. But that's not important. What's more interesting is that the Zeeman effect is comparable to what's known in quantum mechanics as, now wait for it, the Stark effect. Yes, I'm not kidding. There is something in science called the Stark effect. Go ahead and Google it later if you like. Again, I'm not a scientist and I can't explain the intricacies of it, but one thing that I do know is that these scientific notions have something to do with elements and particles. In the movie, Tony asked Jarvis,
what does that look like to you, Jarvis? Not unlike an atom.
before I lose you, I'll just come right out and say that I believe that the Soul Stone is essentially the size of an atom. We know the Infinity Stones have come in all different shapes and sizes, so why not the size of a molecule? I don't believe that Howard or Tony Stark actually created an Infinity Stone at all, nor do I believe that Tony could literally be the actual Soul Stone. Remember, the Soul Stones have been in existence since the creation of the universe. As for Tony's relation to the Soul Stone, I think that Tony may have created a similar energy signature to the Soul Stone with this new synthesized element that he rediscovered. So when it comes to the Avengers Infinity War film, I don't think that Tony is the Soul Stone, but rather he's one of the best people to find it. Maybe he comes up with some device that can track a similar energy pattern to the Soul Stone. But you know who the other best suited person would be to find the Soul Stone? That's right, Ant-Man. All this time, we haven't seen Ant-Man in any of the posters or promotional art. But interestingly enough, Ant-Man 2 is supposed to release right after the Avengers Infinity War movie. I think that that's a pretty savvy marketing move on Marvel's part to promote one of their lesser famous characters right after their potentially biggest movie ever. I mean, let's be honest, if Ant-Man 2 is connected to Avengers Infinity War, a lot of people are gonna go watch Ant-Man 2. And you already know what that means for Marvel. Now, Ant-Man 2 supposedly is going to be a rescue mission to get Janet Van Dyne back from the quantum realm. You remember the quantum realm, right? It's when you go so small that you're subatomic. Now, there's an interesting thing about the quantum realm. Just like the Soul Stone, we don't know very much about it, except for one thing that Hank Pym has said in Ant-Man. It's where time and space become irrelevant. Now, let's just say you were trying to play keep away from one of the universe's most dangerous threats. What better place than to hide the Infinity Stone tucked away into the quantum realm? I think Ant-Man may be on a quest to help find the Soul Stone in the quantum realm, or maybe he'll just stumble upon it by accident. Now, as for this part of the theory, I have to admit I can't explain it, but I do think that time travel is going to be involved some way, somehow. I mean, we do have Doctor Strange traveling with Tony from the trailers. Doctor Strange is in possession of the Time Stone too. I'd say if Marvel is true to its theme of daddy issues and family love, I think Tony travels back in time and meets his dad, Howard Stark. Maybe they exchange thoughts or information to help find the Soul Stone. Maybe Tony will finally have that emotional moment that he wished he had with his father. That is to say, to tell him he loves him and goodbye. Oh, and what about that Thanos theory? Well, if my theory proves to be true, then the H would stand for hydrogen. So why not make a hydrogen atom the actual container of the Soul Stone? Okay, I think that's more than enough. What did you all think about my Soul Stone theory? Do you think my theory is a little bit more believable than the Wakanda or Heimdall theory? Or do you possibly have a theory of your own of where the Soul Stone may be? Please feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because I'd love to talk to you about it. By the way, for any of you who follow me on my Facebook fan page or website, then you already know that I enjoy giving away free stuff, mainly because I always want to show some appreciation for those of you who follow me, watch my videos, and share my content. So as a thank you, I'm going to run a couple of contests to give away free Avengers Infinity War tickets. That's right, I want you to go see Avengers Infinity War for free. The contest will be ran on my main website, YouTube channel, and my Facebook fan page. Check the description for the link and for more details. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out. And feel free to give this video a thumbs up too. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.